What's going on, guys? Hope you're all doing well. Now for today's video, I wanted to talk about an abandoned story that was supposed to take place right after the events of Jurassic World. Imagine a new project being set on Isla Nublar. The park has just fallen and it's only a couple of months after everything with the Indominus Rex went down. But get this, there's still a bunch of survivors on the island. People that didn't make it out in the initial evacuation that we saw go down in the 2015 movie. And they're not alone. BioSyn operatives have snuck onto Isla Nublar in an effort to steal dinosaurs like what was going on with Dennis Nedry in the very first movie. All of this is happening, and you play as a guy just desperately trying to survive. So this story in question was supposed to be the plot and setup for Jurassic World Survivor, an abandoned video game that had you run around collecting water and other supplies in an effort to stay alive on Isla Nublar. It was supposed to be an open world game you can play online with other people, and the T-Rex, Velociraptors, and even the Spinosaurus from Jurassic Park 3 were all in the game, as well as a bunch of other dinosaurs you expect, like Dilophosaurus, the Stegosaurus, Triceratops, and Pteranodons. And to solidly make things even more focused, Owen Grady was apparently supposed to show up at some point. As you go around the island with your friends, you find little messages and logs with information about what other people have been dealing with. Loved ones just hoping to see another sunrise. Soldiers that are logging the information about how some of the dinosaurs have killed their friends. And even little messages from people trying to help you make it off the island alive. You try to salvage some water from a radiator and come across something that got dropped out of the sky that says, "Stay calm, we're trying to save you. Don't drink water from dirty pools. Don't try to get away from the raptors by climbing trees. We will find you and we will get you off the island." It just sounds incredibly fun. And then you've got the BioSyn people showing up trying to capture dinosaurs, and an elite team of Navy guys trying to stop poachers from taking dinosaurs off of the island. This whole thing sounds like a very logical next step that the brand should have taken right after the 2015 movie. And if you really put yourself back in that time, it would have been a solid hit. People were nuts about Jurassic World when it first came out, and Ark Survival Evolved was really popular at the time too. So combine something like that with Left 4 Dead or some other survival game, and it just sounds extremely interesting. There are details about this video game that state that at some points you have to try and turn on the geothermal power plant, and that you can even use some sections of the monorail to try and get around the island safely. So this is basically a small sequel to Jurassic World where you get to run around and live the experience of surviving on the island. And of course, the next movie was on the way to continue the story going forward as well. Now look guys, what makes this canceled video game so interesting to me is just the giant potential that got thrown away with its cancellation. And I say that because you really do have to put yourself back in 2015 or 2016 to try and understand what we were robbed of here. This is long before all the backlash had settled into the newer Jurassic World movies, and it's before even something like Star Wars The Last Jedi had come out and just really annoyed everyone that loved The Force Awakens as much as they did. The majority of people were walking out of Jurassic World saying it was the best movie since the first Jurassic Park. And even the people who were still super fans of the Lost World Jurassic Park and disagreed, they were still excited to see where the next movie could go. And this game was supposed to come out in probably like 2017 or something like that and have you play as a survivor on Isla Nublar after the Indominus Rex incident. It's been a long day at work, you come home, you get online with your friends and try to survive on the island while all of these dinosaurs are trying to kill you. Some of you out there definitely remember what it was like playing Star Wars Battlefront from 2015 with your buddies, all waiting to see what they would do with Luke Skywalker in Episode 8. Imagine that, only with Jurassic Park. It just makes me remember how much Jurassic World was like this very big deal at the time. And like I said before, this was before a lot of people were mad at the later entries. If you were playing this game with your buddies every day trying to survive on the island, and then you see the trailer for Fallen Kingdom that has those dudes sneak onto the island and steal the Indominus Rex rib bone, and Owen Grady is now there trying to do something, you would be stoked to see what would happen next. And in my personal opinion, guys, it really does look like the beginning of Fallen Kingdom, which takes place a few months after Jurassic World, by the way, was kind of playing with the idea of this game coming out as well. Because when you think about all of these people being on the island trying to either steal dinosaurs or rescue survivors, it would have tied everything together in an organic way that I think both explored Isla Nublar more than what the Jurassic World trilogy wound up doing, but also gave us more connective tissue for even Jurassic World Dominion, which just had BioSyn show up out of nowhere with giant bugs. In this video game here, they're trying to steal dinosaurs off of the island proper. So I really do think this game should have come out because it just sounds like something everyone would have been interested in. And don't forget, there's also that abandoned concept for the T-Rex to fight the Spinosaurus from Jurassic Park 3 while the volcano was going off in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. For a long time, we all wondered as fans why the T-Rex was in paddock 9 and what was in the other paddocks on the island, and seeing the Spinosaurus here in a story about survivors just trying to make it off of the island, and you know, Owen Grady shows up some few months after that in the initial Jurassic World incident, and you got him coming there to get Blue and the Lockwood operation, all of that stuff. It really does look like this is a game that Universal was trying to put out there with a lot of development overlap between it and the movies. At least that's what it looks like in my personal opinion. And look, dinosaur models for things like the Baryonyx and Suchomimus, as well as the Ankies and Apatosaurs, were all going to be in the game, and I think the idea was basically go and try to survive while all of these random groups of people are out there, and the dinosaurs themselves are a serious threat. There's also a group dedicated to wiping all of the dinosaurs out and making them extinct again, which, like I said before, kind of does sound like something Fallen Kingdom would have tied into because of the whole DPG thing they had going on in that movie. So all of this stuff feels like it was supposed to be a legitimate canon sequel to Jurassic World that got canceled, and I don't know, I guess everyone just moved on to fill in the gaps with the Netflix show Camp Cretaceous instead. Wow, talk about getting the shorter end of the stick. From what I can tell, it kind of feels like Raccoon City and Resident Evil 2 and 3, only in an online game set in the Jurassic Park universe. There's so many different factions on the island that everything feels like it's like set in an actual film. There's eco-terror guys that will attack you if you're trying to protect yourself from a dinosaur. There's people trying to rescue wealthy visitors stuck on the island, and the attack and death animations look very promising for these dinosaurs as well. I don't know exactly what the overarching story would have been because it all got canceled, but I really think that this would have been a must-have video game at the time, and one that would be well loved by fans of the Jurassic series. Again, you have to imagine what it would have been like to play the game in something like 2017. That time period of legacy sequels and nostalgia was very different to what we have going on today. People actually liked a lot of stuff back then. Jurassic World, Pokemon Go, Star Wars Rogue One, Mad Max Fury Road, Creed. This was a very different time. If you were playing a game where you were actively trying to survive from the dinosaurs and it all ends with some kind of wild problem where the volcano becomes active again, and then you go watch the trailer for Fallen Kingdom, I mean, I don't know guys, this sounds like it really should have happened. And of course the BioSyn stuff really sounds way more interesting than anything we got in Jurassic World Dominion as well. Imagine if this is the BioSyn we got instead of giant locust stuff. You know, just think about that for a second. Anyways, guys, these are all just my own thoughts and opinions on Jurassic World Survivor, the video game we never got that really does feel like the bridge between Jurassic World and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. If the game had come out, I actually do think it would have made the franchise even more big and would have had a lot more people talking, but it just didn't happen like that. And I don't know, the events that we saw go down in the 2018 movie really do feel like they were being set up in this game, at least partially. You still have the idea of people going to the island and taking things off of it, which is something we see at the beginning of that film. So I don't know, man, like, kind of feel like they should release this at some point, finish it up and just put it out there to the public. But hey guys, whatever your own thoughts and opinions are on the subject matter, whatever they happen to be, I'd love to hear all about them in the comments down below. Now, before I go, I want to thank everyone that's helped me build my channel over the years. I'd also like to thank every one of you guys who've watched my stuff. You've all been extremely cool to me. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate a like and hope that you'll consider subscribing. God bless you all. Christ is King. See you guys in the next video. And as always, take it easy.